An author who drank 50 cups of black coffee a day. Thomas Edison, who slept holding an iron ball in his hand. Charles Dickens, who walked at a breakneck pace through the streets of London for 3 hours every afternoon. What do these eccentric habit of world famous achievers have to do with their massive success? Here are the fascinating secrets behind the book Daily Rituals. If someone tells you that world's greatest thinkers, writers and scientists all woke up at 4 a.m. every single day with flawless discipline, this is a massive lie. That's right, my friends. Most of us assume that successful people are like superhumans, that they never get lazy, never lose focus, and are constantly energized. But do you know the truth? They were ordinary human beings just like us. They faced fear, experienced imposter syndrome, and constantly doubted whether they could pull off their work each day. However, the one big difference between them and us was how they managed their minds and their time. In his renowned book, Daily Ritual How Artists Work, author Mason Curry analyzed the daily routines and habits of over 160 iconic creators and thinkers from around the world. In today's video, we are going to explore this strange, fascinating daily routines and break down the core lessons we can apply to our own lives. Make sure to watch this video until the very end without skipping. What is the biggest mistake most of us make? We say things like, I'm just not in the mood today, or I'll start working once inspiration strikes. And because of that, we push away our most important goals. But not the single high achiever featured in this book sat around waiting for inspiration. Take the world renowned Japanese author Haruki Murakami as an example. Whenever he begins writing a new novel, he transforms his daily routine into something resembling military precision. He wakes up precisely at 4 am. He sits at his desk and writes continuously for 5 to 6 hours. In the afternoon, he runs 10 kilometers or he goes for swimming. In the evening, he listens to music, read books, and goes to sleep right at 9 pm. When someone asked him if he feels motivated to write every single day, do you know what he said? Regardless of whether I'm in the mood, I sit at my desk at 4 am. Repeatability is what elevates a person from an ordinary state to an extraordinary one. Similarly, many famous writers set a strict daily quota of 500 or 1000 words. Whether those words turn out good or bad, they made sure to finish them. The key lesson for us: don't wait for motivation to show up. Start working and motivation will catch up with you. Here is an excuse so many of us use: I just don't have time. Working 9 to 6 drains all my energy. By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. How am I supposed to chase my dreams? If you ever felt this way, you need to hear the story of world famous author Franz Kafka. Kafka worked as a full time officer at an insurance company. His job was demanding, lasting from 8 am to 2 pm. Afterwards, he would go home, eat, and sleep until the evening. Then he spent time with his family. So, when did he actually write? Only after everyone in his house went to sleep. At 11 pm, he would light a lamp in his room and sit down alone to write until 3 to 4 in the morning. Similarly, the celebrated poet T.S. Eliot composed some of his greatest poetry while working full time as a bank clerk. These creators didn't have 24 hours of free time handed to them on a silver platter. Instead, they carved out 3 hours every day for their passion. A 9 to 5 job cannot stand in the way of your dream. It all comes down to how you prioritize your remaining hours. One of the most surprising patterns Mason Curry highlighted in his book is that nearly 95% of great thinkers made long daily walks as a non-negotiable habit. The legendary composer Ludwig van Beethoven would take hours-long walks through forests and parks right after lunch, carrying a pencil and paper with him. Whenever a melody popped into his head, he would immediately write it down. Many of his world-famous symphonies were born during these walks. Author Charles Dickens walked at a brisk pace through the street of London for 3 hours every single afternoon. The people he observed and the atmosphere he experienced on those walks become the foundation of his novels, including A Tale of Two Cities and Oliver Twist. Why do we get headaches when we sit at a desk trying to force an idea? Because the brain gets blocked in one position. But when you walk, blood circulation increases and your brain gets flooded with oxygen. If you ever find yourself stuck on a problem or struggling for a creative idea, leave your phone at home and take a quiet 30 minutes walk. You'll notice the difference immediately. These achievers weren't just disciplined, they also possessed some incredibly bizarre, almost hilarious habits. The French novelist Henri de Balzac reportedly drank more than 50 cups of strong black coffee every single day. He would go to sleep at 6 p.m., wake up at midnight, and write continuously for 12 to 15 hours. He firmly believed that coffee was the fuel keeping his brain firing. The famous inventor Thomas Edison used a peculiar technique for catching ideas. He didn't sleep for long stretches at night, opting instead for short power naps in a chair during the day. He would hold an iron ball in his hand with a metal plate placed right underneath on the floor. As he drifted into deep sleep, his hand would relax and the iron ball would drop onto the metal plate with a loud clang. He would wake up instantly and write down whatever thoughts come to him during that semi conscious state. Meanwhile, legendary mystery writer Agatha Christie would sit in a bathtub eating apples while plotting out her famous murder mystery stories. These quirks might sound funny, but there's a vital takeaway here. Figure out when and how your mind performs at its absolute peak and design an environment that supports it. In today's high pressure hostile culture, we are constantly told that we need to grind 24 by 7 and that sleep is a waste of time. But history teaches us a completely different lesson. Most of the great artists dedicated their morning and early afternoon hours to intense, unbroken work. But by 5 p.m., they would shut things down completely. They spend their evenings meeting friends, spending time with family, enjoying good food, and relaxing. They understood one fundamental truth: rest is not laziness, it is the fuel for tomorrow's productivity. If you work continuously without break, your creative well will dry up, leading to burnout. Your brain needs rest and new social experience to generate fresh, innovative ideas. Alright, friends, here are the 4 key lessons we should take away from the book Daily Rituals and apply to our daily lives. Find your personal peak hours. Understand whether you are an early bird or a night owl, and protect your most productive hours for deep work. Consistency beats intensity. Working 2 hours every day with zero distraction will yield far greater results than pulling a 15 hours marathon once a week. Give your mind and body room to rest. Walk daily, step away from screens, and embrace quiet moments. Stop making excuses. Claiming you don't have time is just a story you tell yourself. Dedicate at least 1 hour every single day to your core dream. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments below which of these historical figures had a routine that surprised you the most. And if you want more insightful breakdowns like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.